Imagine waking up, stretching, and glancing out of your window, only to see a world that feels both familiar and otherworldly. Instead of blue skies and green landscapes, you're greeted by the endless gray expanse of the moon's surface, illuminated by the distant Earth hanging in the blackness of space. This is your new home. It sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But it might not be for much longer. As humanity pushes the boundaries of exploration, the dream of colonizing the moon is rapidly becoming a tangible goal. With advancements in technology and an ever-growing curiosity for life beyond Earth, the idea of living on the moon is no longer confined to the pages of novels or the imagination of filmmakers. It's a future we are actively working toward. In this video, we'll explore whether colonizing the moon by the year 2030 is truly within reach. From groundbreaking innovations in space travel and construction to the unique lifestyle that lunar inhabitants might experience, we'll uncover the opportunities and challenges of this bold leap. So, could you call the moon your home in the next decade? Let's find out together. Now, turning to the moon as humanity's next frontier, let's consider why it stands out as the ideal target for colonization. To begin with, the moon is remarkably close to Earth compared to other celestial bodies. While Mars, for instance, is millions of miles away, the moon is a mere 238,000 miles from us. That's close enough to maintain relatively quick and consistent communication and even emergency supply missions should they be needed. This proximity makes the moon not just a feasible goal, but a practical one for humanity's first step toward living beyond Earth. But it's not just the distance that makes it appealing. The moon is rich in resources that could be game-changing for both lunar colonists and Earth itself. A prime example is Helium-3, a rare isotope that could potentially fuel advanced nuclear fusion reactors. This could one day provide a virtually limitless clean energy source for humanity. And then there's water ice hidden in the shadowed craters of the moon's poles. This water can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen, serving as fuel for rockets or life support systems. These resources make the moon not only a home but also a potential hub for future space exploration. Speaking of exploration, the moon could act as a launch pad for deeper missions into our solar system. Its lower gravity means spacecraft would need significantly less fuel to escape its surface, making it an ideal starting point for journeys to Mars and beyond. Colonizing the moon could literally open the door to the stars, and beyond all the practicalities, the allure of expanding humanity's presence in the cosmos taps into something deeply profound. It's about survival, not just in the sense of securing resources, but in preserving the human species by becoming a multi-planetary civilization. The moon offers us the opportunity to take our first giant leap toward that vision. With its strategic importance and the promise of untapped potential, the moon isn't just an interesting idea, it's a cornerstone for humanity's future in space. Moving forward, let us explore the technological advancements that are turning the dream of moon colonization into a possible reality by the year 2030. One of the most game-changing developments is the rise of reusable rockets pioneered by companies like SpaceX. These rockets have drastically reduced the cost of launching payloads into space, making frequent trips to the moon far more feasible. This leap in propulsion technology ensures that sending materials, equipment, and even people to the moon can be achieved more efficiently than ever before. But it doesn't stop at getting to the moon. Once there, landing safely is a critical challenge. Lunar landing technologies, boasting precision and reliability, have advanced significantly. These systems are being designed to handle the moon's uneven terrain and harsh conditions, ensuring a safe arrival for both crew and cargo. However, transportation is just the beginning. Establishing long-term habitats on the moon requires groundbreaking innovation. scientists are working on constructing lunar habitats that can shield colonists from extreme temperatures and radiation. A remarkable solution lies in 3D printing technology, which uses lunar regolith, the moon's soil, as a building material. This approach eliminates the need to transport massive amounts of construction materials from Earth, making the process both practical and cost-effective. But a colony cannot survive on structures alone. Life support systems are crucial for sustaining human life in such an unforgiving environment. For example, extracting oxygen from lunar regolith is being actively researched, with oxygen serving not just for breathing but also as a potential component for rocket fuel. Additionally, water extraction from polar ice is vital, providing drinking water and the hydrogen and oxygen needed for fuel and energy. Together, these advancements form the foundation of what could very well be humanity's first off-Earth home. With each innovation, the vision of a thriving lunar colony becomes less science fiction and more a question of when rather than if. And as we look toward this remarkable future, the next challenge lies in ensuring that such a colony can sustain itself with reliable energy solutions. As the next challenge unfolds, the question of powering a lunar colony takes center stage. Reliable and sustainable energy sources are essential for supporting life, operations, and research on the Moon. One of the most promising solutions lies in harnessing solar power. Certain regions on the Moon, particularly near the poles, experience nearly constant sunlight. These areas, often referred to as peaks of eternal light, offer an ideal setting for solar panels to generate energy continuously. By strategically positioning solar farms in these regions, colonists can capture the sun's energy to power habitats, rovers, and other vital systems. But what happens during periods of darkness or in regions that lack consistent sunlight? This is where nuclear energy comes into play as a complementary solution. Compact nuclear reactors designed to withstand the Moon's harsh environment can provide a steady and reliable energy supply, ensuring that critical systems remain operational at all times. These reactors are not only efficient but also capable of producing energy for extended periods without requiring frequent maintenance or fuel resupply. Beyond these conventional methods, the Moon offers an exciting opportunity for experimental energy generation. Scientists are exploring the potential of mining helium-3, a rare isotope found in lunar soil. Helium-3 holds promise as a fuel for nuclear fusion, a process that could produce vast amounts of energy with minimal waste. Although fusion technology is still in its developmental stages, the Moon's abundance of helium-3 positions it as a potential game-changer for energy production in the future. Another intriguing idea involves transforming vast areas of the lunar surface into power hubs. By deploying mirrors and reflectors, colonists could redirect sunlight to illuminate energy-deficient regions or enhance solar power generation. This innovative approach could help optimize energy distribution across the colony, ensuring that every part of the settlement remains well supplied. These energy solutions, from solar power and nuclear reactors to the untapped potential of helium-3, form the backbone of a self-sustaining lunar colony. And with energy secured, the next step is envisioning what daily life might look like for the pioneering colonists who will call the Moon their home. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us explore what daily life might be like for the first lunar colonists. Living on the Moon means adapting to a completely unique environment, beginning with the concept of time itself. A lunar day lasts approximately 29 Earth days, meaning that colonists will experience around 2 weeks of daylight followed by 2 weeks of darkness. To maintain a sense of normalcy, artificial lighting and Earth-like schedules will likely dictate their routines. Life in low gravity, which is just 1/6 of what we experience on Earth, will bring fascinating challenges and opportunities. Everyday activities like walking, carrying objects, or even pouring a glass of water will feel entirely different. However, This reduced gravity could also reduce physical strain, making tasks easier in some cases. Of course, artificial habitats will serve as safe havens, shielding colonists from the moon's extreme temperatures and radiation. These habitats will likely be pressurized, temperature-controlled, and equipped with advanced filtration systems to ensure a steady supply of breathable air. Food production will be another critical aspect of lunar living. Colonists may rely on hydroponic or aeroponic systems to grow crops efficiently in limited spaces without soil. These systems could produce fresh fruits, vegetables, and even herbs, providing not only nutrition but also a psychological boost through interaction with greenery. Everyday routines like cooking, exercising, or maintaining equipment might take on new shapes in the lunar environment. Colonists will likely spend time troubleshooting systems and conducting experiments vital for the colony's success. On the lighter side, lunar life may also inspire new forms of recreation. Imagine a sport adapted to low gravity, perhaps a reinvented version of basketball where players can leap incredible distances, or even a brand new game that takes advantage of the unique conditions. And as for fashion, lunar suits and attire will need to be functional yet comfortable, with thermal layers and radiation shielding. But who is to say they cannot also reflect personal style? From the practical to the playful, day-to-day life on the moon promises to be both challenging and exhilarating. Yet beyond the routines and innovations, a deeper question arises: how will colonists cope with the psychological and social adjustments of living so far from home? As the next challenge unfolds, let us dive into the psychological and social hurdles that lunar colonists will inevitably face. Living hundreds of thousands of miles away from Earth means dealing with a profound sense of isolation. While modern communication technologies will allow near-instant messages to and from Earth, the vast distance will still create a feeling of detachment from friends, family, and the familiar rhythms of life back home. This separation, combined with the lack of an expansive natural environment, could lead to feelings of loneliness and homesickness. Unlike Earth, where we are surrounded by vibrant landscapes, lunar colonists will wake up each day to the same barren, gray surface outside their habitat. The absence of trees, oceans, and blue skies may take a significant mental toll over time. Adding to this is the challenge of enduring extended periods of darkness in some lunar regions, which could disrupt sleep patterns and affect overall well-being. To mitigate these effects, researchers are exploring how to create simulated environments within habitats. Imagine indoor spaces designed to replicate Earth-like surroundings, walls projecting calming forest visuals, lighting that mimics natural daylight, and even artificial sounds of nature like birds chirping or waves crashing. These innovations aim to provide a much-needed connection to the comforts of Earth. On a social level, forming a cohesive community will be vital for the survival and success of any lunar colony. In such confined spaces, interpersonal relationships will play a significant role. Colonists will need to build strong bonds and maintain effective communication to deal with conflicts and stress. Structured routines, regular group activities, and shared responsibilities could help foster a sense of unity and prevent isolation. Community building may extend beyond practicalities to include celebrations, traditions, and even creative pursuits, giving colonists a sense of identity and belonging in their new home. Maintaining mental health will also be a priority, with the potential inclusion of virtual reality systems for relaxation, psychological support programs, and even trained counselors available to assist colonists in managing stress. These measures will be critical to ensuring that those living on the moon can thrive, not just survive. As we consider these challenges, it becomes clear that the psychological and social resilience of colonists will be just as important as technological innovation. But what about the physical infrastructure itself? How do we actually build a settlement on the moon's inhospitable terrain? Let's take a closer look. Now turning to the challenges in building lunar infrastructure, the task of constructing a sustainable habitat on the Moon presents a host of formidable obstacles. One of the most pressing issues is the sheer difficulty of transporting materials from Earth. With current technology, launching even a single kilogram into space is staggeringly expensive, making it impractical to rely heavily on Earth-based resources. This is where the concept of utilizing lunar resources becomes critical. The Moon's surface is covered in a material called regolith, a fine, dusty soil that could be used as a primary building material. Scientists are exploring innovative techniques like 3D printing to transform this regolith into durable construction materials for habitats, shields, and even tools. By turning what is already available on the Moon into usable resources, we could significantly reduce the need for shipments from Earth. However, using lunar resources does not completely solve the problem. Construction on the Moon means contending with its extreme temperatures and harsh radiation. During the lunar day, temperatures can soar to unbearable heights, while at night they plummet to levels far below freezing. This creates a unique challenge for building materials and structures, which must withstand these dramatic shifts without degrading. Moreover, the Moon's lack of a protective atmosphere exposes its surface to high levels of solar and cosmic radiation. Any habitat must be designed with shielding capable of protecting its inhabitants from these dangerous rays. Researchers are investigating ways to incorporate layers of regolith into habitat walls to act as a natural radiation barrier, while others are considering underground colonies where the lunar surface itself provides protection. Adding to these challenges is the fact that construction will largely rely on robotics and automation due to the difficulty of sending large human crews for prolonged periods. Futuristic robots and rovers equipped with artificial intelligence are already being developed to handle tasks such as digging, assembling structures, and even performing repairs. These machines will need to operate autonomously in the Moon's low-gravity environment, navigating uneven terrain while conserving energy. One exciting possibility involves semi-autonomous rovers working in teams, guided remotely by engineers on Earth or by colonists themselves. This vision of robotic construction on the Moon not only showcases human ingenuity, but also highlights the incredible coordination required to make it a reality. Building infrastructure on the Moon is an endeavor that pushes the boundaries of engineering, technology, and creativity. While the challenges are immense, each innovation brings us closer to making lunar colonization a tangible possibility. But once the groundwork is in place, how will international collaboration shape the future of Moon colonization? Let us explore this next. Moving forward, the role of international collaboration becomes an essential cornerstone in the journey to colonize the Moon. This monumental endeavor is far too complex and resource-intensive for any single nation or organization to tackle alone. Governments, global agencies, and private companies must work together to pool expertise, funding, and technology. Agencies like the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, the European Space Agency, and Roscosmos bring decades of experience in space exploration, while forward-thinking private enterprises such as SpaceX and Blue Origin are revolutionizing access to space with innovative technologies and cost-efficient solutions. The combination of these forces could dramatically accelerate progress, making what once seemed impossible a shared reality. Existing international agreements provide a framework for how such collaboration might unfold. The Outer Space Treaty, established in the late 1960s, lays out basic principles for the peaceful exploration of space, emphasizing that celestial bodies like the Moon are the common heritage of all humanity. More recently, the Artemis Accords, initiated by the United States, aim to create guidelines for sustainable space exploration and encourage cooperative partnerships between nations. These agreements serve as a foundation for global teamwork, but also raise questions about governance, resource sharing, and the balance of power in space. As new players enter the field, both public and private, maintaining unity and fairness will be a challenge that must be carefully managed. Yet collaboration is not always synonymous with harmony. The same spirit of competition that has driven technological advancements for centuries could also play a role in moon colonization. Rivalries, whether between nations or corporations, might spark a race to establish dominance on the lunar surface. While this competitive energy could accelerate innovation, it could also lead to conflicts over resources, territory, or differing priorities. For instance, some nations may focus on scientific research and sustainability, while others might prioritize resource extraction or economic gains. This balance of cooperation and competition is likely to shape not just the pace of progress but the very nature of lunar colonization. Will humanity come together to share knowledge and build a thriving, inclusive lunar society, or will the moon become a new frontier for geopolitical tensions? The answer will depend on how effectively we navigate these challenges in the coming years. As the dream of moon colonization edges closer to reality, understanding the economics and funding behind such an ambitious project becomes crucial. Let us now delve into the financial intricacies of this lunar pursuit. With the next phase of the journey in sight, let us unravel the staggering costs involved in establishing a colony on the moon. This venture is not just ambitious, it is one of the most financially demanding undertakings in human history. Estimates suggest that the initial phases of lunar colonization could require hundreds of billions of dollars, covering everything from research and development to transportation, infrastructure, and life support systems. One primary factor driving these costs is the transportation of materials and equipment from Earth to the moon, which remains an extremely expensive endeavor despite advancements in reusable rocket technology. For instance, space missions today can cost tens of thousands of dollars per kilogram of payload sent into space, and building even the most basic lunar infrastructure would demand transporting large amounts of equipment, machinery, and supplies. To meet these colossal costs, collaboration between governments, private corporations, and international organizations will be absolutely crucial. Government funding, particularly through national space agencies like the National Aeronautics and Space Administration and the European Space Agency, is likely to cover a significant portion of the initial expenses. These agencies are motivated not only by scientific discovery, but by the strategic importance of having a presence on the moon. However, government budgets are finite, and relying solely on public funding would be unsustainable in the long term. This is where private investment comes into play. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin have already demonstrated their ability to reduce costs and innovate rapidly, and they are expected to play a key role in providing cost-effective transportation and other essential services for lunar missions. Imagine a future where private companies establish lunar outposts and offer logistical support, much like commercial airlines on Earth. Commercial opportunities also hold enormous potential to offset these expenses. Mining the moon for its valuable resources, such as helium-3, a rare isotope that could revolutionize clean energy through nuclear fusion, could turn the moon into a profitable venture. Water ice deposits found in the moon's polar regions could not only support life, but also provide fuel for future space missions. Beyond resource extraction, the moon could become a hub for space tourism, offering once-in-a-lifetime experiences for the ultra-wealthy and adventurous pioneers. Research and development facilities on the moon could attract academic institutions and corporations eager to experiment in low-gravity environments, opening up new scientific and technological frontiers. These commercial applications could generate revenue streams that make lunar colonization financially sustainable in the long run. Case studies from recent space missions provide valuable insights into the economic challenges and potentials. Take, for example, the Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon within this decade. The program's projected cost has already exceeded tens of billions of dollars, and it serves as a reminder that space exploration is a resource-intensive endeavor. Similarly, the International Space Station, a collaborative effort involving multiple nations, costs billions annually to maintain but has unlocked advancements in science, engineering, and international cooperation that far outweigh its price tag. These examples underscore that while the upfront costs are immense, the potential benefits, both economic and scientific, could be groundbreaking. Ultimately, the economics of lunar colonization represent a complex puzzle. Governments, private players, and international bodies must find innovative ways to share the financial burden while also capitalizing on the moon's unique resources. Whether through resource extraction, scientific discoveries, or the birth of entirely new industries, the moon offers opportunities that could redefine the way we think about economics on an interplanetary scale. As we explore these possibilities, let us now shift our focus to the moon's rich bounty of resources and how they might be mined and utilized to sustain life and fuel the next phase of human exploration beyond Earth. Now turning to the moon's abundant resources, it is astonishing to consider how these could transform the landscape of human exploration and settlement. Among the most coveted resources is helium-3, a rare isotope embedded in the moon's soil that holds immense potential for clean energy. Helium-3 could be used in nuclear fusion reactors to produce vast amounts of energy with little to no radioactive waste. While the technology for fusion power is still under development on Earth, the prospect of mining helium-3 has already captured the imagination of scientists and investors alike. It is estimated that just a few tons of helium-3 could power entire cities for years, making it a game-changer in the global energy industry. Imagine a future in which lunar mining operations not only fuel the moon's colonies but also provide clean energy solutions for Earth. Another vital resource is the water ice found in permanently shadowed craters near the moon's poles. This ice is not just crucial for sustaining life by providing drinking water, it can also be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen, the fundamental components of rocket fuel. These deposits could enable the moon to serve as a refueling station for spacecraft, dramatically reducing the cost and complexity of deep space missions. By creating a sustainable system for fuel production, the moon could become a gateway for missions to Mars and beyond, paving the way for interplanetary exploration. In addition to helium-3 and water ice, the moon's surface contains a variety of metals such as iron, titanium, and aluminum, which could support construction and manufacturing. With groundbreaking advancements in 3D printing technology, these materials could be utilized to build habitats, tools, and even entire vehicles directly on the moon, eliminating the need to transport such items from Earth. These innovations would not only reduce costs but also foster a degree of self-sufficiency critical for long-term lunar habitation. The potential for commercial industries on the moon extends far beyond raw materials. The development of lunar mining operations could forge entirely new sectors focused on space-based manufacturing and research. For instance, the moon's low-gravity environment offers unique conditions for producing materials and medical treatments that are difficult or impossible to create on Earth. Such breakthroughs could revolutionize industries back home, offering economic incentives for sustained investment in lunar development. As we envision these possibilities, it becomes clear that the moon could evolve into an economic hub for future industries that we are only beginning to imagine. From energy production to space-based manufacturing and interplanetary logistics, the moon's resources offer a wealth of opportunities that could redefine humanity's relationship with space. And with this untapped potential in mind, we now turn our attention to whether the ambitious timeline of colonizing the moon by 2030 is truly within reach. With the next phase of the journey in sight, the question arises, can humanity realistically colonize the moon by the year 2030? While the dream is bold and inspiring, achieving it within this timeline demands an honest assessment of our current technological, financial, and collaborative capabilities. On the optimistic side, advancements in reusable rockets, like those pioneered by private companies, have drastically reduced the cost of space travel, making lunar missions more feasible than ever before. The development of robotic technology and autonomous systems has also progressed rapidly, offering practical solutions for constructing lunar habitats and extracting resources. Moreover, international collaboration is gaining momentum, with agreements like the Artemis Accords aiming to unite nations and private industries around the shared goal of lunar exploration. These factors suggest that the foundation for moon colonization is being laid with remarkable speed. However, the cautious perspective tells a more complex story. One major bottleneck is the sheer scale of the technological challenges that remain unresolved. For instance, while reusable rockets and robotic systems have made great strides, the technologies required to sustain long-term human habitation, such as life support systems, radiation shielding, and reliable energy production, are still in their infancy. Even the most promising innovations may face unexpected delays in research and development, potentially pushing timelines beyond 2030. Financially, the costs associated with lunar colonization are astronomical and will require sustained investment from both governments and private entities. Securing consistent funding in the face of shifting political priorities or economic downturns poses a significant risk. Political will itself cannot be underestimated as a potential hurdle. Space exploration is often a secondary concern in the face of pressing issues on Earth, such as climate change, healthcare, and geopolitical conflicts. The enthusiasm of one administration may not carry over to the next, leading to policy shifts that could stall progress. Finally, while frameworks like the Artemis Accords encourage cooperation, competition among nations and corporations could lead to conflicts over resource ownership and territorial claims, complicating the path forward. In weighing these factors, it becomes evident that 2030 represents an ambitious timeline that may be more aspirational than achievable. While the technological and collaborative strides of recent years are undoubtedly promising, the complexities of lunar colonization require a level of sustained effort and global unity that has rarely been seen before. Yet, even if the goalpost extends beyond 2030, the pursuit itself is a powerful driver of innovation and exploration. Whether humanity sets foot on a lunar colony by the end of this decade or in the years that follow, the journey toward this goal is reshaping our capabilities and aspirations in profound ways. Moving forward, as we reflect on the monumental challenges and opportunities presented by lunar colonization, one question remains: how will humanity's next steps on the moon forge our path toward the stars? As the sun rises on the next chapter, let's bring everything together. The idea of colonizing the moon sparks both wonder and serious reflection. We have explored the incredible technological advancements that are pushing the boundaries of what is possible, from reusable rockets and robotic construction to innovative energy solutions. However, we also face significant hurdles like the need for robust life support systems, resolving financial complexities, and navigating political and social challenges. These hurdles demand not just technological innovation, but also sustained global collaboration and unwavering determination. This monumental endeavor is not just about building habitats on a distant celestial body. It symbolizes humanity's drive to explore, to innovate, and to dream big. Whether 2030 proves to be the moment we establish a lunar colony, or whether it takes longer, this journey is reshaping our capabilities and aspirations in ways that will echo for generations to come. And when that first permanent human settlement is built on the moon, it will stand as a testament to what we can achieve when inspired by a shared vision of the future. Whether it's 2030 or beyond, the moon might just be humanity's first step toward becoming an interplanetary civilization, What are your thoughts on this audacious dream? Do you think we'll reach the moon by 2030, or do you believe the timeline will stretch further into the future? Let us know in the comments below. Your perspective matters. If you enjoyed this exploration of humanity's potential next leap, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on our journey beyond Earth. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.